Problem 11. Give the information marked on the figure below, classifying each quadrilateral as a parallelogram and not necessarily a parallelogram. Note that each figure draw like a parallelogram, but you should not rely on how the figure is drawn in the determine your answer. Okay, so parallelogram, based on parallelogram, first of all four sides are parallel, is a parallelogram. Something look like this, gonna be a parallelogram. Or one of the sides are parallel but also congruent, which has this mark, means parallel and congruent at the same time. That's also a parallelogram. Or we can have this thing with all opposite sides are congruent. Or we can also have all opposite angles are congruent. See, is there any other? Oh, two more things. Parallelogram, when the diagonal bisect each other, means that this segment equal to that segment, and this one equal to this one. That's also a parallelogram. And one last one. If we have the diagonal sides, this congruent to this based on alternate interior angles. This congruent to this. It's also alternate interior angles. Okay, so based on all the figure that they give us, the first one is a parallelogram because it's falls into this case. Okay, the second one, all opposite angles are congruent. So this is a parallelogram. This falls into this case. The next one is a little bit hard. Since you have this angle congruent to this angle, would tell me that BD and AC are parallel. So we can add a parallel sides in this one based on the alternate interior converse. So that falls into case number 1 that we did earlier, is a parallelogram. Last one, this is not a parallelogram because congruent to R is have to go across from the line, and this one they mark is congruent on the same side. So this is not necessarily a parallelogram. Number 12, consider okay, so that is the next picture. W, X, Y, Z below. So we're gonna look at this this picture. Okay. Know that X, Y, Z has the vertical W is 1, -5, X is 3, 4, Y is -1, 5, and Z is -3, -4. Complete the following and determine if W, X, Y, Z is a parallelogram. Alright. So in part A, they say that find the length of WZ and the length of XY. Give the exact answer. Means that they want the square root. Do not round up your answer. So to find the length from 2 points is basically a distance formula. So W is given as 1, -5, and Z is -3, -4. Distance formula is x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. That will give us, I need to label this x1, y1, x2, y2. That will be -3 minus 1 square plus -4 minus -5 square. So the first parenthesis will give me -4 square plus 2 negative sign make a positive, so -4 plus 5 is +1 square. That will give us 16 plus 1, which is square root of 17. Square root of 17. You don't need to use a calculator to find the approximate answer. We're going to do the same for xy. So x is given 3, 4, and y is -1, 5. So we're going to label this as x1, y1, x2, y2. distance equal to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So that will be -1 minus 3 square plus 5 minus 4 square. That is -4 square plus 1 square, which give me square root of 16 plus 1 is square root of 17. Alright, so the length of WZ is square root of 17 and the length of XY is square root of 17, means that opposite sides are congruent. Now we're going to do the same for WX and YZ. WX and YZ. To save time, we're going to use, it's going to be the same formula in the same plugin. You will have square root of 85 and square root of 85. So part C, form part A and B, what can we conclude? Quadrilateral is not a parallelogram because it has a pair of opposite sides are not congruent, which is not true. We have all sides are congruent. Sorry, all opposite sides are congruent, so that's not true. Quadrilateral is a parallelogram because it has two pairs of opposite sides are congruent, so this is the correct answer. And the last one, quadrilateral is parallelogram because it has one pair of opposite sides that are congruent, even though other two sides are not congruent. This is wrong statement because we can have a trapezoid with two sides are congruent and two other one is not congruent. So that's not true. The correct answer is the second statement. 13. For the rectangle below, they give you SU. SU is 4x plus 2, and RT is 5x minus 8. By looking at this two diagonal and based on the rectangle property, diagonal are equal to each other. So RT equal to SU. RT is 5x minus 8 equal to 4x plus 2. We're going to solve for x. So minus 4x on both sides. Give us 1x minus 8 equal to 2. And we add 8 on both sides. 1x equal to 10. Or x equal to 10. To find RV is just half length of RT. So we'll go ahead and find RT first. RT is 5x minus 8 and x is 10. That will be 5 times 10 minus 8. 50 minus 8 would give me 42. RT equal to 42. RV is half of RT. That will be 42 divided by 2 to get RV, which is 21. RV is 21. The second part of this problem is measure of angle RVU. RVU is 82. Find the measure of angle VTS. VT and S. So that's going to be the one that we're looking for. I'm going to name it X. Based on the rectangle property, this angle, VTS, also congruent to TSV. And based on the vertical angle, the opposite angle is 82. This one going to be 82 degree. To solve for X, we use the triangle addition. The sum of three angles in the triangle equal to 180. That will be x plus 82 equal to 180. X plus x is 2x plus 82 equal to 180. And we minus 82 on both sides. That will give us 2x equal to 98. And we divide by 2 on both sides. X equal to 49 as the final answer. Number 14. Okay, quadrilateral is the shape with four sides. Rectangle is a parallelogram with 90 degree. Okay, or rectangle can have, rectangle can have diagonals cross each other, bisect each other, and all the length inside they bisect and all the fragment equal to each other. So problem 1, this is a quadrilateral because it's shaped with 4 sides. It's not a parallelogram because the opposite sides are not equal to each other. Since it's not a parallelogram, it won't be a rectangle either. Second figure. This is quadrilateral. A parallelogram because opposite side of diagonals are equal to each other. Not a rectangle because to be a rectangle, all the fragment of diagonal should be equal to each other. The next one, quadrilateral, yes. Parallelogram, yes, because opposite sides are parallel to each other. Okay, and rectangle because all fragments of diagonal are equal to each other. Number 15, answer the question about the figure below. Okay, so they give us 3 figures. In question number 1, which figure are rectangle? So rectangle is parallelogram with 90 degree, then that will be problem B, or figure B and figure C. That is a rectangle. Which one is a square? A square is the rectangle with all equal sides, which is B. And the next one, which one is parallelogram? All of them is parallelogram because they all have opposite side are parallel to each other. So they all parallelogram. Okay.